Hello dear students, welcome to joining here to solve the assignment, biology assignment for your class 9. It is in the 14th week assignment is given on there, and the title of the assignment, I have the assignment headline in here. Headline means the total assignment is given accordingly. You see here that is the tissues present in the part of hand to show in a model with mentioning different parts. Very important to know about this one, and there is clearly instructed in the assignment you must make a poster paper. You must draw it or make it in a poster paper. That is very important to do. You can use this one, the finger or hand here clearly instructed on there. You will take any organ of your body specifically mentioned here to use the hand. Okay, hand. So in the hand, what the structure, what the figure, what the model to draw, how can we solve that one? Now we will go through directly about that one. Yes, I will take this assignment in front of me, the instruction. Yes, at first what should we do? We will do this one. Which part? That means we will try to find out hand. I select the hand parts. First one, listen. First one, hand parts. We will write in A4 size paper some information and draw the figure. Likely to have, we know everyone the which way to draw the hand parts accordingly. Yes, better to sort out the information from there. I just make it this one to this way and ensuring that parts 1, 2, 3, you can follow me to draw this one, 4 and 5, finally the last one. Okay, last one to draw this way, first 5, and then after we will draw here accordingly. Okay, the frontal part, it will be the step to covering on there. This way we make sure this one to draw accordingly. First one, since it is given clearly in instruction in the assignment to take the finger or hand with its different parts to mentioning, and finally what kinds of tissue can connect with the bone parts of this hand, I will make you understand. Thereafter, next one, you can get help from the chapter 9 also to have that conclusion about to know this one. Chapter 9, first one, this pump starting on there. I don't draw this one in that way, just finger part to up to the point of view is mentioning in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just make it mind in that way. Just normally you can make it a better, likely that I can see in there finger parts, hand parts is basically in the finger. We can say in there. Yes, you can go through the book in front of me. The book is also having there that is clearly instructed. Carpals, this one to say the carpal, and that one we can make it sure from this part to this part is the phalanges. If it is better to draw by your own self, please draw it by your own self, and that better way. I just give you the guideline which way to do draw the figure and how to do in the assignment. And this one is the metacarpal. This one is known as metacarpal. Okay, the figure 1. We already draw figure 1 in the model. Since it is asking in the assignment, you must draw the figure in the model paper. So it is better to know and write the figure 1, which part is mentioning in there. Okay, the bone after the figure 1, if we see in there, hand bones. Bones are of 3 parts, mainly 3 parts we can mentioning in there. Wrist, hand bones, not the finger parts, already figure 1. Hand parts, in the hand parts there are the finger having in there, this part is the carpal, then metacarpal, then phalanges, the up to the end of the mark. Hand bones having the 3 parts, also having, we can see the wrist, then palm and fingers. Yes, and fingers. So wrist, palms and fingers. So what actually meaning of that one? Yes, the wrist, palm and fingers. Okay, so it is the hand parts in total. I just give you a guideline where it is started. After then it is the carpal, then metacarpal of the finger lower part, then metacarpal, then after phalanges up to the ending portion of the fingernail. So this is the hand parts to mentioning in there. So we need to explain somehow since the question is asking in there accordingly. Okay. So we can write something here. The in case of the wrist, we see what we see in there. In case of the wrist, you can write some information in two rows. Okay, I write a wrist. You write this one, then after you will write after that one, or writing some information about them. Wrist in 2 rows. There are 8 small carpals. 8 small carpals we can see in there. 8 small carpals accordingly. Sorry, 8 small carpals. For each, you can write on there, for each. In the base part, there are scaphoid, navicular, lunettes, triquetral, pisiform bones are in there. So wrist, we try to understand about the wrist. This is in 2 rows. There is in the 2 rows wrist, we on there we can see in there. If we find out on there wrist in 2 rows, there are 8 small carpals. 8 small carpals, each 4 each. That means in both side 4 each in the wrist part. And there are scaphoid, navicular, lunettes, triquetral, pisiform bones are in there. Since we need to know about the organ mentioning in our body, specifically to take over the hand, basically it is told that you will take the hand parts, mentioning that one, and finally we will collect that what type of tissues are connected with them and what should we do in the model. This is to be written in your A4 size paper. After then we will try to understand, we will try to understand accordingly that which one to draw in the model. That means you can use what the model say. You can use the opposite of the calendar or hardboard or we can say the art paper to use on there. Okay, I will tell you, give you idea just a bit. Okay. And then after we can say wrist part. In 2 rows there are 8 small carpal, 4 each both side. In the base part there are scaphoid bones. These are the bones. Navicular, lunates, triquetral, pisiform bones are in there. Okay. Then in the ace position, in the aces, what type of thing? Trapezium, trapezoid, capitate and hamate bone are present. Hamate bones are in there. So sir, these are the very hardest name we have got in there. Yes, I told you this is the hardest. Means sometimes the assignment say that what is to do. Okay, what should we do accordingly? So we need to go through understanding about that one. That if it is the hardest name, then also we try to understand. Since I give you idea accordingly, what will we write in the A4 size paper and what would be the model in there. Okay, so wrist part is already understood. Wrist, where we see the wrist in 2 rows, there is the carpals, 8 small carpals. In the base part there are scaphoid, navicular, lunate, triquetral, pisiform bones are in there. And in the aces, trapezium, trapezoid, capitate and hamate bones are in there. Bones part is already gone. And first part, hand bones or bones in the hand, you can write on there. First one, wrist, we already understood. Second one, we will go through palm. Okay, then after we will try to understand about palm. Palm. It is not so big assignment, but to do properly. Second one is the palm. Palm, what is needed in there? Palm. There are 5 metacarpals. 5 metacarpals directly connected with palms. With palm, yes. And these are the tubular, we can say the features. Tubular, then elongated, you can write elongated. One bases, shaft and one head are in there. Very second one is very simple and small things. And third one, yes, third one to be written accordingly. Look at here, fingers. We know about the fingers. What actually we say fingers? Everyone say the up to then the fingers. No, I will make you understand. Just write and follow me here. The bones in fingers, known as phalanges. Whatever we have written, phalanges. These are the short tubular and 3 3 phalanges are in there. This is the part I have mentioned here. Listen, I see in there what is going on to know about the finger parts. It is better to know whatever given in there. First part we learn about the wrist, where it is happening in there specifically. Okay, then the palm. There are 5 metacarpals. This 1 2 3 4 5. What we say? Seen 1 2 3 4 5. 5 metacarpals directly connected with this palm. Okay, palm. It is the tubular types. Then we can say elongate, somehow to elongates, and one base. Lower part is known as the base. Lower part base. Then body is the shaft, and the top part is the head. This is the formed on that palm. After then the metacarpal, what we say in there, and fingers. If it is the fingers in mentioning in there, so bone in fingers known as the phalanges. Bones in fingers, all the bone finger. This is the fingers actually. Frontal part, 3 stages, 3 phalanges are in there. Short, tubular, and 3 parts in there. So this part, only the hand parts with mentioning their parts, and just have to be written these features. What I make you understand, it is to be on there in the A4 size paper. No, there is finding the tissues. What type of tissues are connecting with this one? This way we will go through the chapter 2 in a session. Chapter 9 also we get this figure on there. But in the model, what should we draw on there? This is I just try to make you draw the figure, and what type of tissues are in there I will just tell you, then our assignment will be completed. Just follow me to draw that figure accordingly. Yes, after then you get the idea from here, and you will draw, and you can write by your own sense in accordingly. Okay, I will draw this one for you similarly. Okay, just make it shape likely that I try to draw this one. Okay, just follow me please, because it is not so easy drawing and not so hard also. We will just try to follow up. So use the pencil to draw that one. Okay, I will try to draw this one to you, and it would be better for drawing of you when you will draw thyself. Okay, at the end part, this way to draw, we will draw this one. Okay, just having or likely to have this way. Just in that parts, then whatever we have drawn in there, that single one, this one, this one, it is needed to some erase if it is needed, so that I tell you to use the I just try to make you understand the drawing figure of that parts. If it is hard to you, just see that one properly, then it will be better for having on there. This is a clavicle. There is a clavicle also. On there. And this is the structural figures up there. We will try to mark that parts. Is it done on there? Yes, looking not bad. Okay. Clavicle. This one is the, yes, in there something to like that type of structure can see on there. Then we can say the scapula. This one is the humerus. This one is the ulna. This one is the radius. That means radius and ulna is found on there. Then we already know about this one is the carpal. Whatever I have done, metacarpal, then phalanges. And below the figure you must mention the figure different hand parts. Yes. Then finally after completing that one, it is to be a model to show on there, you will draw that one. But finally the tissues involved with then inside the bones, we know the outer parts is always having what type of tissues. Already inside the bone there will be the connective tissues. Where you will write, I will just tell you here, connective tissues, specifically blood, connective tissues through the bone's inner side. Then we can say the outer part. We already know the different connective tissue. You can see, I just give you idea to watch out the page number for having on there. Page number 32 to 36 on there, 37 on there, 32 to 37, and also having getting some idea on there. So in there, epithelial tissues in the outer part of the bones, epithelial tissues are present in the outer part of the bones. Okay, outer epithelial tissues, and there are different, you know that the bones covering, outer covering part, though it is the skeleton part, we cannot say, but outer part of the bone there is a layer and membrane are in there, and that is the tissues, nothing but on there. The tissues is counting on there specifically. Yes, then we can see accordingly. Yes. Skeletal connective tissues specifically, we already have mentioned this one. Connective tissue specifically, now once again, connective tissues specifically skeletal connective tissues, skeletal connective tissues, we can see in there for organ movement, present in hand parts, yes. Now starting to now, yet what is happening in there, I just tell you at a glance, short way. So we will draw in the you can draw in a full assignment cover page is mentioning in there. Once again, I just want to watch out the question what is given in there. In the question clearly say that hand is your one of the best organ in our body, and there are some different tissues present in them, and which tissues are present in which part of the hand in where, or likely that to mention this one and marking and make a model of them to draw up this one accordingly and mark that parts to show up in the model. So what should we do? I will tell you once again. If you do in the A4 size paper the model, they are mentioning the poster paper you can use on there. Poster paper you can getting on there. You can, if it is not poster paper, you can calendar, opposite side of the calendar you can draw like that. In that one page you can write everything, the parts, different parts, very hand, the organ hand, the different parts of the organ we mention on there, carpal, metacarpal, phalanges on there. Then we already got some three main parts, wrist, palm and fingers. We already write some few words on them. Then we draw the figure model of hand, different of the hands, clavicle on their hand parts, scapula is that one, humerus is long parts, radius and ulnus, then carpal, metacarpal, phalanges and different parts we mentioned. Then what type of tissues are connected with the different parts, specifically through the bones, the blood going through inner side, outer membrane is epithelial tissues on there. There you can mention some cartilage in between the joint, synovial bone joint, cartilage also connecting in there. Then skeletal connective tissues that give here the shape, the original size, shape, different movement, organ movement. In this way you can complete your assignment. So student, I hope you understood the topics this one, and better to go through once again from start to till the end. If you don't understand anything, I think you understood. That's all about today. Everyone stay safe, stay sound. Allah Hafiz.